So, you're thinking about getting backyard chickens, huh? Are you sure? Well, let's talk about that. I'm Grace with boujeebeaks.henhaven, and this is my flock. I have 17. I sold 3 the other day, which just broke my heart. This is Minnie Cooper. You'll see a lot of her. She's got food all over her beak from breakfast, but she's Mama's favorite. I had to cut her out of the egg. I had to do another one last night. I don't seem to have good hatching luck. This is Incredibird, and that is Cro-Magnon. You'll see them in some of my other videos on how to tame aggressive roosters because these bad boys have just been so ugly. So hold on a second. Let me just make peace here. Well, come here, babies. I know. Hold on. Well, come on, men. Come on, babies. Come here. I love to feed them out of my hand. Oh, good. Incredibird, you're not going to bite me this morning, you turd. Come here. There you go. Come on, everybody. Minnie, did you knock the camera over? You're such a diva. Okay, I'm going to show you my setup now. So I have this electric fence, this electric poultry netting, and I absolutely 100% recommend it wholeheartedly. It's got a solar powered charger. Okay, and this sucker packs a punch. Now don't be surprised if you put one in and you go and grab it and it doesn't do anything. I have found that if you have real good shoes on, I got my rooster boots because they've been attacking my ankles. You're well grounded, and then like it doesn't hurt. But come out here barefooted and stand in the wet dew and touch it, and then we'll talk. So these are my feeding stations. They also kind of double as my little peep tractors when I have babies. This one and that one hooked together, and it's just made out of PVC. Let me walk over and show you the other one. All right, there's like so many videos on how to make these. I made, sometimes they make them with a door on the side, and sometimes they make it to where this whole thing folds down. I have a door like that goes on the other end. That's Cro-Magnon. He always has something to say. I like this door so I could open it in and out. I found that the big, huge door that covers the whole thing, when you fold it down, the birds run out. But anyway, like I said, I keep my little peeps in here. That was Incredibird. I keep my little peeps in here. And when I don't have peeps, I've turned these into feeding stations so you can see. Because, oh my God, they're so obnoxious this morning. Because, you know, when they're eating, they're distracted. And I certainly don't get me in any trouble, big man. I don't want the hawks to sneak up. But I've got the food. Oh, you knocked it over. Because they're real messy and they pull the food out. So you can see I've got this sitting up on a couple bricks. And this is just an old... Excuse him. This is just an old pan so it catches the extra feed. And then and it's not all over the ground getting ruined and wasted. Oh, this is Guinevere. Hey, Gwen. Oh, you don't actually want to see me. You just want some food, right? Is that how this goes? You can make these yourself, these little feeders and little waterers. I'll post links. There's all kinds of different things over there. Oh my gosh, he is so obnoxious. And he's following me around. So over here, this is, that is oyster shell. That helps to... they need the extra calcium for strong eggshells. And then this over here is grit, and that helps them for digestion, and that's their breakfast that they're still picking at. These are my hawk hiders. I just got these. See, I don't have any trees. See that? No trees. So they need a place to get in from the shade. For shade, and then they need a place to hide from the hawks. And we had a big windstorm and it's knocked some of the stuff down. Let me show you something else that I love. These things, I'll post a link to them too. They're all covered in condensation this morning, but the idea is that they spin around and they catch the daylight, the sun. And then, because when hawks fly over, it shows this reflective piece, you know, like when you put a mirror up and you catch the sun and you reflect it. That's what these things do in multiple different directions, and it distracts the vision of the hawk. I also have fake owls. He's over there, but you can't see it. I got a couple of those. So these are my hawk hiders. They get up under them, and sometimes they get on top of them like a trampoline. Chickens are really hilarious. You wouldn't think, but they are. All right, here's one of them. This is just an extra. This was actually a dog house that I had made years ago by a local gentleman before I knew how to build anything. It's got I put this solar powered exhaust fan, which is wonderful. When the sun comes up and that dries off, then it'll start exchanging the air in there, and that is so helpful. That is one thing, and I'll post a link to that because it's not expensive and it's easy to install. That's one thing I really do recommend because it gets kind of stinky in a coop. And when you have that thing going, then it's just basically blowing out the stink and pulling in fresh air. This is the front of it. It's a run chicken door. This automatically opens and closes at dawn and dusk, actually 20 minutes after. Opening up in here, and then you can see I've got some natural, I don't know why they're following me to crow, but it's so annoying. Some natural wood perches, and they just basically use this to lay. They like to lay in that back corner, which I'm fine with. And I have it, as you can see, I put it up on wheels so I can move it around. Okay, so here's my big coop, and this is just a 6x10 shed that I bought. I had to cut windows in it. I've put these treat holders, I built those. I'll show you how to make some suet treats to go in that thing. All right, there. They love that thing. They wore the heck out of that cabbage, didn't they? All right, let's go in. Oh, I have this. Oh, we got an issue here. Okay, so he's attacking me. I'm just squirting him. All right. My roosters have bipolar disorder, I think. One minute they're like, it's mom, yay, we love mom, and then the other minute it's like, it's mom, get her. Anyway, that's why I have long boots on. We're still working. These are juveniles. These birds, most of these birds you see here are less than a year old, and you know, they're just like teenagers. You have to train them. All right, so I love this. I will post a review on this. I have it on my other channel, but I'll move it over here. This door is pretty fascinating and complicated. This is like so like right now I'm carrying some street seed, so I can just kind of put that there, and then if this is from like an old child's playhouse, then if I find an egg and I don't have my egg basket, I just set it up here and it won't roll away. So it's you'll be out here and you'll find an egg, right, and you'll just stick it in your pocket, and then guess what, you forget it's in there, and you squat down or something and pop. So here we are inside. You can see I have another solar powered exhaust fan on this one as well. This door is solar powered. There's a lot of solar going on up there. All the lighting in here is solar. And I also have a camera because I like to spy on my beeps. So this is insulated. Okay, I made these perches. I went through my neighbor's burn pile and sawed up some wood here. You really want your perches to be a minimum of 2 inches in diameter, 2 to 4 inches, because chickens really like to sleep flat-footed, okay, like this. And then once they sit down, and I'll show you, I think I have some other footage, once they kind of sit down there and then they lay over, then their feathers, their breast feathers will cover their little tootsies. Whereas if they're wrapped around like this, see, the little tootsies are down here getting frostbite. So you really want your birds to be kind of like this, all right, kind of flat-footed. And I'll show you that. I do have it in another video. So as far as perch goes, you want 8 to 12 inches per bird, all right, for a standard size bird. Like if you have one of those great big birds, then you're going to want, you know, more towards the 12. Bantams, the little birds, you know, obviously it's going to be less. And then, so I'm basically free ranging my birds, but, excuse me. So you have like, if you have one of those coops, don't get one of those dumb coops from like Tractor Supply, please. Those things are just bare minimum. I mean, don't do that. I don't know why people get animals and then like don't research and then don't take care of or do the bare minimum. Like, don't do the bare minimum. You don't want the bare minimum done for you. Don't do it for them, okay? Anyway, these are all mobile. I can take them out and clean. I'm doing what's called the deep bedding method. So I don't have to clean this. I just churn it up and turn it over and add more, and it gets thick. And it's, I'll talk about that in another video because it'll go too long. We're already too long. Here are my nesting boxes. You certainly don't need these fancy nesting boxes. There's all kinds of other nesting boxes. I happen to have these because they were necessary for another coop that I had. And so I just transferred them over here. My birds really seem to like them though. I've got a hook here to hang my egg basket when I do have it with me. This is awesome. This little thing is Bluetooth. So I can check the temperature and the humidity in my peep coop from my phone. Solar powered lighting. Fan is not on yet. In here, I have all of my electrical because I certainly don't want my birds to get near the electrical and have a problem. And also the coop is dusty, and so to minimize the dust on the electrical, which can also cause a problem, I just close that off. Now I'm going to open my windows because it's going to be 70 degrees today and it's going to be real hot in here. All right, here they go. Watch that. Da, 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 da. It opens itself. Isn't that cool? I love that little thing. There's the other one. I love these locking latches. Raccoons and stuff are very crafty and they can get in, and we can talk about predators in another video. And then I have my stick pile, my branch pile. I don't know why, but they just love it. And somebody else on my bird forum said that they have. I would recommend, joining a couple of Facebook groups. I have learned so much. But yeah, apparently like bugs and stuff get in here, and the chickens just find it just delish. There's one of my little guys. All right. I'm sure you're like thoroughly overwhelmed. Do you need to get this fancy with your birds? And the answer is absolutely not. I just have no life. And so I dote on my chickens. Actually, the truth is, I have two special needs kids. Both my kids have autism. My daughter had some pretty difficult, it was just difficult, like we just don't even need to go there. And she and I got into chickens, and it just was so nice, like for the first time ever, like we had like normalcy to our lives. We were out in the coop we got some little babies. We were out in the coop holding the babies, and then she moved out and she's, gone back to I hate mom mode. So it's heartbreaking. And then that may be where some of my obsession is with the chickens. I love the chickens, but also I love the memories that I have of me and her sitting out in the coop, laughing and talking and holding our birds. So anyway, so don't be overwhelmed. Chickens are wonderful. You don't need to go as crazy as I have gone here. I'll walk you through it. I'll be posting more videos. Please like and subscribe so that you don't miss anything. And this has been Grace with Boujee Beaks, Hen Haven.